Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well today, and I'm excited about the year 2025. Been thinking about since this election, all the things that have happened, and America, I think, is the greatest winner. It's not about Biden or Trump, it's about really who is following God and who is teaching us about the reasons why we serve Jesus. And that's our ministers, our pastors, our lay ministers. We all get to win when we have somebody like Trump who does support our Christian faith and supports our leaders, supports common sense. Like I said, I may not agree whether it's Biden or Trump about everything they say, but what they do is what matters more importantly. And I'm excited about this year because there's some great things that are going to happen. I believe more historic than ever before in the next 4 years, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And I just wanted to share a little bit with all of you. I'm going to be talking with the audience and developing an audience about my book, Leaving Your Life Imprint. I'm now sharing my book with different conferences that I go to, men's groups, women's groups, and the importance about legacy. And so this is really what our podcasts are going to be about is the legacy that we leave to our family, our friends. And I'm so excited. And I know Booker, our producer, we were just praying right before here and just sharing to the Lord how blessed we are to live in this country, how blessed we are to have these podcasts. And I would like your feedback. That's one of the things we want to produce this year more than anything is to develop a relationship with our audience so that we're sharing things that matter to you. So not only legacy, but maybe some of you might want to text or give us feedback this year about what's going on in your life and your legacy. And so that's one of the things we want to do is to highlight your story, because to be honest with you, had the opportunity to do weddings and funerals, and one of the things about the funerals that's just kind of disconcerting to me is I think I know my friends, but there's so much of their story I didn't get. And here I am, the one who's they considered to share about their own story, but I wish I would have known more about their life and just taken the time to listen more about what they did in their life, where they've come from, which is kind of what happened to me with my own journey. My wife and I had we had done our will, and I kind of gave her a high five. Hey, we've done that. We're good. But the biggest nagging thing in my life was not realizing that I didn't know all my story, my historical story. And having written a book and taking a good year to write that book, it gave me a lot of precious opportunities to think about my life and what I really want to leave to my kids. And that was my story, uh, not just the stocks and the bonds and the land or whatever that we might own and want to give to our kids. More importantly, I want them to know their story and to know their dad and mom's story. And that's what this is about. So without further ado, let me just say the name of the book is Leaving Your Life Imprint. It's endorsed by some dear friends of mine and people that are very well known about book writing and their story. That's Dave Ramsey, Ken Abraham, and Mike Hardwick are three of those people that have been very successful in life, and yet they took some time to share about the importance of our book. And so you can get that book on our website, kennymauck.org, and feel free to leave some comments there too as well. But so let's get started by this. I love this. I like quotes that really stick with you, and one is by Robert Frost in my book. It says, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled, and that has made all the difference." I was thinking about my own legacy, about my own work legacy. I started out as a teacher and then a counselor, but then God gave me the opportunity. And it took probably 8 years to get my attention. I know that's kind of shares, unfortunately, my stubbornness, but I knew God had called me to Nashville, but I didn't know how or what way he would make that happen. And little did I know that this elementary education guy who had just gotten his counseling degree would eventually be called by Williamson County Schools here in Tennessee And then the rest is history in terms of what God had in store for my life. And I didn't realize it. But I do remember when I interviewed for my first job here, it was at Trinity Elementary. And I didn't even know the name of the school. They just told me I had an interview for a position. And I had been praying, God, give me confirmation about my life and coming here to Tennessee. What I really want you to be in control of my life and my destiny. And so after the interview, I didn't even know the name of the school, but I thought, I wonder what the name of the school is, maybe God couldn't even speak through that. And sure enough, as I'm walking, I said, by the way, what's the name of the school that I'm going to be teaching? They said, Trinity. It's the only religious name of our school here in Williamson County. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good confirmation when you're thinking about your own story and is God in the middle of it. Since that time, just to realize, becoming the director of counseling then eventually of Christ Church, a mega church, God was in that. And so I chose, I traveled a road less traveled in my life because all my friends and family were in Michigan and I was leaving. And I guess I shared that story because there's some of you, maybe you're thinking about what's next for my life. What does God have in store for me? And it took me 8 years. Like I said, I know this sounds strange, but God would speak to me on the lawnmower. I don't know why, but I guess he had my full attention. That's all I was doing, striping up and down the yard and realizing that he was calling me. And I finally asked my wife, in that period, do you really believe? I believe God's in this, but what can I do? What more can I? She goes, well, you at least got to put in your application. And I'm thinking, yeah, that would help. And sure enough, that's they only hired like I guess 70 teachers out of like I don't know 1,200 to 1,400 applicants the year I got the job. So I was even thinking that God was in that, showing me that that the likelihood of that happening would be minimal, but it still happened. And when God calls you to something, and God calls your story, to don't be afraid and don't question it like I did. Realize that God has a plan for your life. He has an imprint. And in my book, I've got this imprint right here. And the reason why I have that is because each one of us have a story, and each of us have an imprint that's like no one. Isn't that amazing? The God of the universe, he made your imprint and mine like nobody else's in the world. I mean, if there's not a better way of describing God's love for us, just think about that. You and I have an imprint. We have a story that God wants to make like none other. So I pray that these podcasts will encourage you. We are trying to, as I said, develop an audience of people that will ask us questions. Maybe we can find them together as we talk about our story. And I know in this Christmas, we had a very special time with my parents who have gone on to be with the Lord. And we remember them by candles. We light a candle. And for each of our family members, we have these lighted candles at Christmas because we never want to forget our heritage or our story. And so things like that are things I want to discuss with all of you. And these will be short vignettes, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then we'll have some guests who will be longer that we'll invite to come in. But I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited for us doing some more podcasting this year. And we just thought it was time to bring it back. When you lose someone as close as my parents were, sometimes you just need some time. And that's why I backed away from the podcasting. But I'm looking forward to getting started again. Looking forward to getting your feedback, your questions, your comments. And so we can be a team looking at our story, our individual stories, and encouraging others in our family, our children, our grandchildren, about the importance of leaving something that will live beyond our lifetime. And that's our love for Christ, our love for our own story. God created all of us uniquely. Wanted to let you know that this is an introductory session, but we're looking forward to what 2025 has for all of us. And I'll close on this. We have 6 grandchildren, and this week was very special for me. I got a chance to spend some time with our youngest, and Avery June is her name. and she learned to take some more steps for her first steps here at our home. And I'm so excited for my daughter and her husband. You know, they went through 3 miscarriages, and here to see this little precious baby healthy and to be a part of our family. That's a special gift. It's a special part of my daughter's story. Don't ever give up. And so, without further ado, let me also say this, and then I'll close on this. I love our song because it's from YouTube. It's the name of it is U-Turn by Take Six. And so I love that because if you're in a place or in life where you're needing some change in your life, think about these words as we close out with Take Six and the song U-Turn. Maybe it's a time to turn away from the things that have been hurting your own life, and maybe it's a new relationship you need to build, relationship with Christ, and look at what God has in store for your life. And I think you'll see it's a different road. It's a different view of the road you're traveling on. God bless you. It's been great to spend time with you. We're looking forward to our future podcasts with all of you. God bless.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the show. If you guys have any questions or if you would like to donate and receive the book, please head on over to kennymuck.org/show. Here you can ask us any questions that you might have as well as make a donation. Thank you so much for watching.